easy. So how do you plan to change it, you know?
I ate cereal this morning, Lucky Charms. That's all I ate this morning for breakfast. But if I can produce like that, then I'll eat them every morning.
Has anything changed with your approach, or just one of those things where it's just baseball?
I think it's just baseball for me. I feel like I was seeing the ball well, even when I wasn't getting hits or getting on base. I felt like I was still seeing the ball good. But right now, I'm still seeing it the same, and just lucky enough to be finding holes or getting them out of the ballpark.
You had 2 home runs before the Arkansas series. I think you have 6 now. What does that do for your confidence when you have a stretch like that?
Oh, it's huge. Hitting those homers at Arkansas just kind of, and then the other hits that I had at Arkansas just kind of rolled over into this game. Was feeling good about myself. Took a good BP today, and carried over into the game as well.
There were times it seemed that you were dipping a little bit, like maybe your back shoulder was kind of lagging a little bit, but it seems like you're more on top of the ball, almost just kind of hitting more line drives that have turned into home runs. Are you doing anything different mechanically, or is maybe Goat work with you on some things like that?
Right, yeah, me and Goat, we've been working the past couple weeks, and I had to move my hands up a little bit. My hands were sinking, and just my bat was casting, so I moved them up a little bit, moved them back, and ever since then I've kind of just taken off.
How does it feel to be back in the groove? I know you were a guy last year, was huge for this team, and now all of a sudden, you've hit home runs that have mattered too. They hadn't just been, insignificant home runs like those bombs you hit at Arkansas. Both of those were tone setters. How important is it for Luke Hancock to be in those big moments and come through for this team?
I think it's huge for us. I mean, we just try to go up there and have quality at bats. And being one of the older guys, that's just something that I have to be able to do on a consistent basis. And there for a little while, over about a 2-week stretch, I wasn't doing that. And now I'm finally starting to do that. So it's huge for me, and it's also huge for the team.
Coach Lamonis was talking about showing you guys one shining moment and talking about UNC kind of struggling at the start of their year. I mean, as one of the veteran guys, is that something that you're aware of, the grind of the SEC play and, what a slow start means when the team can really get going and turn it around? Definitely.
Last year, we really didn't have any we didn't have a slow start last year, but we had ups and downs just like every other team. And the ups and downs make you stronger, make you tougher, make you more resilient whenever you're out there on the field. So I think that game at Arkansas on Sunday just showed our character and how we are, how we're tough, gritty, never give up no matter what the circumstances is. Like with Fristow coming in the ninth with bases loaded, 1 out, and he did his job. So that was huge for us, and it carried over into today.
Going back to that game on Sunday, you made the game-saving play at first base on that double play. Just thinking back to where you were when you were playing catcher full-time, how much have you grown over there at first base?
I think I've grown a lot since I started playing over there last year, but I still have room to improve. Just like I could improve at catching, but I feel a lot more comfortable over there this year than I did last year. Even toward the end of the year, whenever we was in Omaha, I still was kind of doubting myself, but now I just go out there and play baseball like it's nothing else.
Aside from Tennessee and Arkansas, it's kind of a log jam in those SEC standings. And how big is this weekend at home against LSU?
It's huge for us. Every game matters, especially in the SEC when you're playing on the weekends. So we just have to take it one game at a time. Whether we win the first 2, we have to keep the same mindset going into every single game. We have to just be tough and gritty and just try to execute whenever we have the opportunity.
You have so many guys on this team who are draft eligible this year, and I know at the beginning of the year, there's a lot of that chatter that goes out there. How easy is it to kind of put that aside and then kind of get into the season and focus on Mississippi State baseball rather than maybe what happens later?
Right. It's been pretty easy for me. I can't speak for everybody, but the main goal for me and this team right now is to just play good baseball. And if you're thinking about the draft, then that's just gonna it's not gonna allow you to be free. You're gonna be pressing at the plate or pressing on defense, pressing on the mound. So you just have to be able to play free, especially at this level in the SEC. The best conference in the country.
That 3 spot, you got Logan Tanner behind you. Just having a guy like that with that power, make you feel more comfortable at the plate, knowing you can take a walk and he'll be able to drive you in.
Right. Logan's one of the best hitters in the country, so to have him behind me is huge for me because I'm going to get pitches because they sometimes might not want to throw to him, and I have Cam in front of me. So it's a great dynamic that we have with us 3 right there, 2, 3, and 4. Just being older guys, being veterans of this league, and just having a lot of at-bats in the SEC.
I heard a rumor that you were throwing out the first pitch at the Hilltoppers game last night. Was that true?
I did last night.
What does that mean for you to come back to a place that I know is special to you, and you played for so many years there, to come back and do something like that and be recognized that way?
It was awesome. I was a little nervous. I've never really got on the mound and thrown before, so I was a little nervous. But if it wasn't for Houston, Mississippi, I wouldn't be the person I am today. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to y'all. So just for them to appreciate everything that me and my teammates did back then and still appreciate me is amazing.
You guys won a national championship last year, and you're unranked right now. A lot of people kind of doubt Mississippi State baseball. Is that kind of how you wanted it a little bit too? I mean, does it kind of put a chip on your shoulder so you know what, we're not done yet?
It does. It puts a chip on our shoulder. We knew coming into the season, being the defending national champions, that we were going to have a huge target on our back and just get everybody's best baseball, which we have up until this point. But being unranked really doesn't matter to us right now. We don't really think about that. We just have to go out there and compete and play good baseball.
You mentioned having that pride in your hometown. Is that like a little deeper meaning for your walk-up song?
Yeah, I mean, it is. Just being only 30 minutes away from my hometown, and I love Hardy. So, I mean, it was just I just meant to be my walkout song.
Y'all haven't beaten LSU since you were a little kid here in the series. What are you going to have to do to get over the hump and win this weekend, you think?
We're just going to have to compete our tails off on the mound, playing defense. On the offensive side, we're just going to have to play good baseball. They're a great team. We know they are. They have one of the best offenses in the country. Play good defense, have good pitching. So we just have to be ready to play, and I know over these next 2 days we're going to be ready to play.